and welcome back to the Gold Squadron podcast coverage of the X-Wing World Championship, Day 1A, Round 7. Tom Harper, Patrick Kopp here, 4-2 each. Magic number 5. This is a win and in situation, right?
Nami, this is the best way we could possibly end a long day. Day 1A here at the X-Wing World Championships. 2 competitors fighting for everything on the line. Win and in. The loser is relegated to side events on Friday and Saturday.
Absolutely. So highest stakes possible here. We've got players who have worked hard all day. It's been a long day. It's been a fun day of X-Wing.
It has been an absolute blast. This is an awesome venue for it. If you're unaware, we're here live at the Roy Wilkins Auditorium inside the Excel Energy Center in downtown St. Paul, Minnesota. And this is just such a cool environment. 1,000 of our closest friends in here, packed out, playing X-Wing all day long.
Right. And on the right here, Patrick, this is a variation of a list we've seen a lot all day, right? Inquisitors, FCS concussion missiles. Patrick's got the Grand Inquisitor here. Normally we see an ace type, sense, FCS, and is optimized, right? From Krennic on Jendon.
It is optimized and has a piece of tech in the list that could prove to be very relevant in this game in those ion missiles.
Right, and on the left, Tom, that's a list we haven't seen a lot before. We haven't seen at least today. Kylo, Quick Draw, Tavson. If I heard right over by the standings, I think there's only 8 FO list left, and so pretty rare showing today for over 100 people.
Sure. Well, we may not have seen a lot of it today. It is a very well-known meta list. If Tom does know one thing, he is going to attempt to shove Tavson right down Patrick's throat, and that is going to make someone super, as my – oh, I'm trying to go all John Madden right now. It's just not working. I was going to make a frowny face and everything on screen, and it's just not working.
We're going to get that sorted.
It would make him very sad to take Tavson.
Absolutely.
I would imagine Tom is going to attempt to ram that shuttle right down his throat. There it is. There, close enough. That's not your best effort, Nami, but that's fine. It's been a long day.
Yeah. So looking at the setup here, again, we have a special timer for this round. So we're kind of waiting for Dion, see when this timer is going to start. You know, we're going to hit it as soon as it goes. Tom here, looking at the deployment, Tavson all the way at the bottom, Kylo in the middle. Again, a ton of options. And we've got gas clouds everywhere, right?
Absolutely. Now, going back to those ion missiles, that's something that Tom has to be super aware of. Kylo gets caught with an ion missile, and that is going to make for a very sad day for the Supreme Leader. Not to mention Quick Draw as well. That is going to be really easy to hit Quick Draw with. One thing to remember about ion missiles versus ion torpedoes, it's only 3 dice. Kylo has the ability to escape that. Quick Draw does not.
Yeah, and for those who are watching who can't see, we've got Kylo snuck around right here, right? So right behind – oh, sorry, Quick Draw, right behind Tavson. So we've got an interesting setup here from Patrick. 2 Grand Inquisitor up top, Inquisitors in the middle. Ton of options for both players, right? A lot of space. Gas clouds are an aces stream, right? Everyone's going to be looking to hide behind them. I think Tavson's going to do its best to shove itself right next to Jendon.
I'd imagine coming out of the gate here, you're going to use Jendon's ability and toss all of those locks on Quick Draw, right? Strategy against this list typically. Quick Draw is the easiest ship to take off the board. Get those dice off the board and then figure out from there whether you need to attempt to chase down the Supreme Leader and get half points on him or take him out, or just go and take the punishing task of attempting to chew through Lieutenant Tavson.
Right. So really interesting to see, again, you know, I would hate to be in the position. You know, last game we casted was kind of a win and in too, or at least loser goes home. Same thing here. It must be tough for both players to focus, knowing that if you don't win this game, you're not going to play on Saturday, and you're just going to farm these prize tickets all week long.
And not to mention that they are on stream, and we are the primetime game here on what we're calling it, GSPN the Siete right now?
GSPN the Siete, 7 factions, yeah. GSPN, yeah.
Apparently the Ocho is copyrighted, so we couldn't actually be the Ocho. So we're the Siete, which is convenient because X-Wing has 7 factions. Hopefully not more than that, so we have to change it again.
Yeah, and right now we are waiting for the call that the time has started on the stream tables. We're not sure on that. We're going to get that to you here in a second. Dion's right now overlooking the 3 stream tables right now. If you haven't seen yet, if you're just tuning in, and if you haven't been over here yet, this is an impressive setup. We've got 3 sets of casters here. We've got 8 people working. We've got an editor. We've got Dion manning the mainstream all day long for you. And so we're bringing you a ton of content. And we're also sponsored by Curl Paw Creatives. We've got a special code for you all week long. World's 2019 promo code for 15% off your order. They've been a big part of this. They're part of the reason why this is possible. Using that promo code supports us and them and gives you more content like this in the future.
Yeah, thank you so much for those of you who subscribe and support. This would not be possible without your support. This is just such a cool setup to sit here in what we've dubbed Media Row. We have a Media Row at an X-Wing event. This is amazing. Yeah. And the fact is we've now told Dion, now that we've had 3 games going on at once and be able to splice in and out, we can't go back to the old format, right? We can't just do one game at a time.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's going to feel antiquated now.
But again, all of this is only possible with your support.
Right.
So support by Patreon, support by Facebook, support by YouTube, liking and subscribing. All of those things go a long way. Everything we do is for you. And it looks like we're about to start here.
There's our handshake, and I think we are ready to roll.
3, 2, 1. Time has started. We're ready to go in round 7 here. I'm excited. Let's see if Tom and Patrick can get going here.
This has been a long day of X-Wing, a long day of casting for us, Game 7 for us as well. But I tell you what, man, I've got an extra pep in my step. I'm really excited for this game. This is a great one for us to finish
Absolutely.
on.
This type of competition brings the best out of us. I'm wondering if we see the Jenden turn 1, right? 1 bank, and I can't see it. He is active on Jenden, so target locks abound for everyone here.
Imagine those are going to be going on quick draw. Let's see the decision if he goes greedy and tries to put him on Kylo or not.
You can almost split too, right? Because at the bottom
Sure,
here,
sure.
At the bottom, your quick draw's at the bottom, but Grand Inquisitor's top. Maybe you just want to threaten, right? I remember in 1.0, a lot of the 3BQD lists, we would just put target locks on people just to threaten and just to influence the maneuvering, right?
Right, because if something has 3 target locks painted on it, they're going to pump 2 concussion and ion in it. Naturally, you play a little more KG and maybe push it out of the battle a little.
Right.
But yeah, if you play the rope-a-dope there and then target lock something else, absolutely could do it. All right, let's see what.
That's looking for Patrick here. I think he's looking for the right target lock tokens.
Locks. Yeah, you just. Oh, it's a flamingo. Oh, okay. That's great. Where'd that come from?
Good call there, Mikhail. I don't know. I see them passing around.
I'm in. I just want to find where they came from. I want a flamingo target lock.
Best part of Worlds is just walking around and people handing, hey, man, here's some altards.
We got some tacos earlier.
Here's some tokens. Yeah,
right.
Thanks
Tacos?
to the viewers
Thank
for bringing us food.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've got a 2 straight here on the Inquisitor, the yellow Inquisitor. Let's see if he follows suit and target locks quick draw here, right?
And that Director Krennic upgrade gives the target lock action to the action bar for Colonel Jenden, allowing him to get that long-range target lock as well. Normally, he wouldn't be able to do that.
Right. And here we go on an orange Inquisitor. Again, those 2 base Inquisitors have a force. We've seen them all day long. Force evade is so strong. Force evade and then these Jenden target locks is so strong.
Undoubtedly. And there's the mass dump of target locks onto quick draw. Your girl is really sad to see those right now.
You have to believe Tom saw that coming, right?
Oh, yeah.
Tom probably knows. He's seen this list before. Tavson going 1 straight here. Let's see if there's going to be any coordinating or if it's just kind of a base turn. Just takes a focus right there. A beautiful Curl Paw creative token, right?
There is. You know what? I would really like to get my hands on some of those tokens. Is there any way I can do that?
Yeah, curlpawcreatives.com. Worlds 2019 for 15% off your order.
Oh, man, I can even get a discount on him?
Absolutely, yeah.
I am so in.
So Grand Inquisitor, 1 banking here. Again, there's the split, right? Grand
Sure.
Inquisitor up high with Kylo.
And that's
wants
the
to make
ion
sure.
missile.
Yeah, that's the ion missile. I think that's a really interesting tech here. And we're seeing in a 4 and 2 table, one of these players is going to make it, right? I just mentioned the FO population was a bit smaller. And then we don't usually see this ion missile, too. So I think really cool tech throughout the day. We've seen a wide bevy of lists, too. Again, Kylo barrel rolling around.
Yep, quick draw just sticking right next to Tavson there, saying if you want to come at me and launch that ordnance, you're going to have to deal with my friend.
Just nice. So, and I think the engage is going to be super interesting here, right? Kylo, this is a really nice place for Kylo to be, but you know what? This is a really nice place for the Grand Inquisitor to be as well.
I see a lot of KG Kylo play coming in our future here, as if he gets hit with one of those ion missiles, that could be curtains for him right there.
Yeah, and the same thing, I almost want to say the same thing with Patrick, right? Patrick's Grand Inquisitor doesn't necessarily need to engage as well. One thing Patrick can do, because let's see the points. Grand Inquisitor is 63, Kylo Ren 76, right? He can just take Kylo out of the game by just forcing the issue, right? Just making Kylo dodge around, so Grand Inquisitor has to dodge around there. He's removing Grand Inquisitor from the game, yes, but also removing Kylo. He has the ship count advantage, and he has the points advantage there.
Right.
Sometimes it's not always about shooting. It's about positioning, so your opponent doesn't want to be in the fight either. We'll see if that comes on or not, but it's going to be really interesting to watch these Kylo and Grand Inquisitors. I love really good ace play, right?
I believe Patrick does have initiative. Tom has left off the usual fire control system from his quick draw, so he's sitting at 197 points. That's about as low as you will see that list be able to go.
Well, I think Grand Inquisitor actually moved first, right?
Right, yeah, so Patrick has initiative.
And we'll definitely see the next round as well. Interesting here. Got a little bit of Rule 11 here on the tabs. It'd be interesting if they would just both stop, right? We've seen that plenty of times. Do you go up? And again, for those who are just joining the stream, quick draw is right here where all these target lock tokens on behind Tavson's wing. Now, do you too hard left with quick draw just to kind of get out of there? Because Patrick's kind of threatening down here, right? You have to believe they're ready to bank at any point, but really just probably taking it slow next turn to make sure.
Something else important to remember here is that the Upsilon does have a coordinate action. So the Upsilon could move forward, create a little bit of space here, coordinate a barrel roll to quick draw, and say, if you want to come at quick draw, it's going to be literally right behind my shuttle.
Right. And Tavson's no joke either, right? I think Tavson's ability is wild. It's really hard to play against if you don't do it properly, right? If you start dumping everything in here. Because you're really coordinating himself after that.
Right.
He's taking damage and going, cool, I have 6 shield, 6 hull, target lock focus. 4 dice primary, right?
Like we just about have all dials set. Another question here is how quickly are these Inquisitors going to engage? Do you see a 3 bank attempting to jump in and hedge off of that attack, or maybe slow roll it just a little bit more? I see one more round of shifting around, playing the positioning game before an engagement. What do you think, Nami?
Yeah, I do too. I see the 2 straights, right? Just get a 2 straight in there. Let's see where Tom's going. Let's see where Tom's going with the Kylos, just to make sure Kylo's not going to flank around quickly, right?
We are ready to go. That is a 1 forward.
Yeah.
Out of Colonel Jendon.
And if Tavson moves 1 forward here, I think we were for sure going to get shots.
Yep. That will be range 3 shots if Tavson does move.
Yeah. And Patrick does have initiative because the 3s are moving first here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Also important, if he shoots into Tavson, again, can get the second modification off those actions.
Absolutely. Reinforced coming in for Colonel Jendon. That is the 3 bank from the Inquisitors. They came in hot.
Yeah, they're ready to go. Patrick's like, let's finish this. I want to go to dinner. I want to make sure I play on
It's
Saturday,
been a long
right?
day. Let's get some grub.
And everyone knows at the end of the day, these games are so tense, especially with so much on the line.
Mm-hmm. Dropping a, looks like a focus? No, that's an evade.
Yeah.
That's one of those old metal evades.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, from
you
the
remember those
original kits?
Yeah. No, I think it was right towards the end of first edition that they started passing those out.
Yeah.
I wasn't a big fan of them myself.
You don't like metal tokens?
Don't tell Wade that.
Oh, and we're using these
hey,
big,
there we
beautiful
go.
tokens
there
again.
we are.
2 evades on stream here. One bank to the left here for Tavson.
Tavson does come out, so we will have shots this round.
We'll
and
have
you know
shots,
what?
Yeah.
I'm not sure Tavson has arc on Jendon.
So lock here for Tavson. I really do like Tavson here a little
Sure.
bit. Next turn is pretty good. Maybe can get the block on some of these Inquisitors. Maybe
Yeah.
just stand still and just take, again, 4 dice primary is nothing to joke. It takes a target lock on yellow.
And important to remember, those are only 2 dice shots coming into Tavson.
Yeah.
At least from the Inquisitors.
And just a reminder, these are the 4 and 2s. If you're just joining us, round 7, both players 4 and 2. 5 win gets you in. Win-in situation. Grand Inquisitor just moving forward. I think that is a 2 straight. Nice and behind the cloud. I think that's a good place for the Grand Inquisitor to be.
If Kylo called that maneuver and came in hot,
Yeah.
that all of a sudden just ramps up the pace of this game
So
very
much of
quickly.
this ace on ace can kind of come down to how you feel about a person. Is a person going to be aggressive? Do I want to be aggressive, right? I think in other card games, know when you're the beatdown, right? That's a common concept that's been floated around plenty of times, and let's see if Kylo does that.
That is the 2
Oh, it was a
forward.
2.
Oh,
We
I thought it was a
thought,
5.
yeah.
I was
We
getting ready to
saw
get
the
so
2,
excited.
yeah. Let's see. He's got the 2 force there. Now just pondering the maneuver or the action here. Probably pondering if he wants to boost here, maybe get a shot through the cloud. Is it really worth it, right?
Yeah, that's a heavily modded defensive Inquisitor back there.
And I like where the Grand Inquisitor here is, right?
Sure.
Because right here you can defend. Because Kylo's looking to come in here, maybe take advantage of these Inquisitors, right? But again, checking each other, right?
Mm-hmm. Kylo just slaps down the focus, likes where he is right there. Quick draw, yep, just slow rolling it, staying out of range of those big concussion missiles.
Looks like to be right around range 4 band right now.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe able to just even jump that band next turn, right? Yeah.
We're going to have some engagement rolling in here.
That's one of the faster engagements we had.
Absolutely. I'm ready. They're ready to go. They want to go home.
I'm in. I'm super in.
So no quick draw, no.
Patrick even knows, says it's a trap to shoot Tafson.
Yeah.
But damage is damage, right?
Right. Key here, if he takes a take shot into Tavson, we'll get the focus, right? We'll get the reinforce too, right?
He's contemplating passing his attacks here.
I think that's so. Jendon's gonna go first. Measuring. Oh, Patrick's agonized.
Still, he's so torn over this decision.
Here, if he does damage, does the Tavson player do the reinforce first?
I don't.
I think so because the two other Inquisitors shoot next.
I
right?
tell you, I'm not sure the Orange Inquisitor has range, and yellow is 3 dice. Okay, he's passed his attacks. Sure.
Oh, he's just not
you
attacking
know what?
at
That
all.
is
Wow.
a win-win for the Tafson player right there.
That's incredible, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, he's passing all of his attacks. So he's doing the 4v4 on with Tavson. Tavson has target lock here. Force evade on the other side. Debating whether he's
spending it. He will. Just 2.
Just 2. We're looking good here. Just with the evade. Needs some paint to get out of this.
And he's fine. Sure.
Spends the force and the evade. I think that's a lot. Now, on offense, won't have a ton, right?
Right. Boy, that is interesting, and that's one of the follies of playing against Tafson. It's just there's no winning in that situation, right?
Oh, I mean, you're passing up potential damage for a hyper-modified shot back in the equation. I'm not sure, right? I've never quite seen just passing on 2 attacks on a type of shuttle before. Eventually, you'll have to do damage, right?
Sure, it's a tough call, but we can head sim a little bit of that, right? Let's assume that best case scenario there. Tafson probably takes 2 shields.
Takes 2
maybe
shields.
3 shields. He has a focus for that return attack. That's 4 hits all of a sudden coming in, and that would have done 2 damage and half points on that Inquisitor.
Yeah, I think you're right. So I think Patrick probably ends up being a good decision here. Doesn't lose yet, right? Like
exactly.
Doesn't make a losing play yet, right? But doesn't see a winning play either.
Right.
So.
Dial's coming down fast and furious here. Again, if you were just joining us, we are in the middle of round 7 of day 1A of the X-Wing World Championships here in downtown St. Paul, Minnesota. We are at the River Center inside Roy Wilkins Auditorium in an awesome setting for X-Wing. 3 games going on simultaneously. This is a win and in situation. Tom Harper, Patrick Kopp, both at 4-2. Winner advances to Saturday's cut. The loser is eliminated from World Championship contention.
And if you've been with us before, we've talked about how much Mikhail and I really love the FFG Game Center, right? We're very nostalgic. We love playing games there. We love being part of the staff there. But at the end of the day, this is the venue we needed, right?
This is fantastic.
1,000 players between Destiny and X-Wing this week. This is the type of space you need. Credit to FFG, ponied up, for sure.
Great setup here, and be honest, I see Worlds here every year, right? At this point, I don't think we can go back. Just like in this stream, we can't go back from 3 games to 1, right?
As long as the game continues to grow, we're going to see venues like this, right? It just shows you the strength of our community and how much we show up for Worlds every year. It's always such a special event. There are events like System Opens. There are events like Gen Con. Nothing is quite like the World Championships.
Just waiting on the Grand Inquisitor's dial here, and looks like we have the power fists of thinking we've seen so many times today.
Well, it's interesting, right? Because Patrick wants to make sure he has range of quick draw. He wants to use those target locks, right? And Tom's kind of looking on this, too. I don't think Tavson's going to get a clean block here, right? Is it a 3 forward? Yeah, at max a 3 forward. May not get quite a clean block here.
Yeah.
And it may not be worth it if he doesn't get to shoot, right?
I think there's a potential rope-a-dope situation going on right up here. Grand Inquisitor has his target lock right up here on Kylo. It would be so easy to just bank in and say that, but you know what? There is absolutely no chance that Kylo gives the Grand Inquisitor the opportunity to take that shot.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Not at all.
Kylo has no upgrades, right? That's kind of important as well.
Right.
So there's not a lot of pre-movement positioning, right? What you're seeing is what you're getting on the dial. Not a ton of offense either. I think almost a little limited. When it comes to Kylo, Kylo sometimes has a hard time punching through damage, especially when you're looking at Grand Inquisitor with evade, force evade every single turn, and can do some damage back on the concussion.
Right. Where Kylo really comes to shine, though, is if he's left unencumbered. If you ignore him and you allow him to come in and take target locks, and then he has essentially full mods in his attack, that's when he can do it.
Yeah.
Looks like we are ready here for activation.
Last checks on the dial. Make sure no one turns out. Everything on the line here. Winner goes to cut. Loser does not.
To bank from Colonel Jendon,
Maybe
introducing his 3-die gun into combat.
Maybe looking to block on Towson here, right? And getting another gun on quick draw. It'll be interesting to see what the quick draw Towson combination does here, right?
I see a coordinate.
Well,
Coordinating one of these Inquisitors may be a focus. So they come in fully token stacked, and I think he's itching to do it. Just a focus for himself. Okay.
Okay, yeah. And then just one banking, nice and slow, hiding behind that Lambda. And I love the aggression here. Again, we talked about it earlier. The Grand Inquisitor up top with Kylo. The longer the Grand Inquisitor can keep Kylo out of the matchup, I think it gives Patrick the advantage, right?
Nami, that 3 sloop is looking dirty.
So 1 forward here, going to get the bomb. And you're predicting a 3
I'm
sloop
predicting a 3 sloop.
for quick draw? I think that clears, right? And so Grand Inquisitor here. Hard one the other way. Interesting. Almost wanting to come back around to that quick draw, right? We'll see if Tom kind of predicted that with his Kylo here, because he can get very aggressive onto that Grand Inquisitor, and now kind of has this free lane, right?
Sure.
Yeah. We'll be interested to see if we do see some sort of like 3 bank or something like that, and then some sort of and he
Supreme
goes to 5,
Leader puts his foot down, coming right in, and that's going to clip the gas cloud. Not super relevant right now.
Yeah. But I think Tom's okay with that, right?
Sure, yeah, I think he's fine with it. He's
no,
there's just the 5 forward.
Yeah.
All right, well, quick draw is going to be eating a couple concussion missiles here. Might even have a hint of arc from Jendon.
So start of engagement made nothing here.
And this is honestly worst case scenario for quick draw, because quick draw has no mods, and that double attack, you're just relying on natural hits.
Yeah, and quick draw going range 3 on the yellow Inquisitor here. This is going to be tough. Yeah. Again, evade force, right? So with target lock on those concussion missiles, that's so good as far as action economy goes. Double crit there. Pretty good roll there by Tom, yeah. He's got 1 out of the box. 1, evade, right?
Yeah.
Spends the force,
Spends
okay,
force,
yeah.
Okay.
And then now your 5s. Range 2.
Inquisitor will have the auto convert on a blank from the gas cloud.
3 versus 4. This one's 4, so he'll get it back next turn anyway.
And
we'll
super
have the
fine.
conversion, yeah. So no damage coming across there. And we'll
Here
see
comes the
threes
fireworks.
Now. Hey, you activate Jendon first just to make sure he doesn't have arc. Oh, he's going with the orange. Yeah, concussion missile, 3 versus 3, I believe.
This is orange. He does have his force active.
Okay.
3 on 2. And spend that
Spends the
force for 3.
Yeah.
This could be all of quick draw.
Just
no,
two. Oh,
natties.
Takes the 1.
Quick draw, returning fire, range 3 into yellow with quick draw's ability.
Yeah. Still has the evade here, so looking okay, right?
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, doesn't have to spend it.
One more concussion missile coming from yellow into quick draw. Yellow has spent its force, so just the target lock to mod.
Oh, and just using fire control instead, just to reroll the 1.
Just 1.
Nothing, yeah. Well, on 2 dice here.
And quick draws, okay.
Ends up being nothing.
That is a big deal.
Yeah. Going through the dice to make sure that the right amount was rolled. Jendon, no shot.
Out of arc.
And then Tavson's going to have a shot. Yeah. Picking on that yellow Inquisitor, right? No mods here.
2,
Hit
sure.
crit. Has the evade token here, so really just looking for 1 evade off of this. No other mods.
And
Has
fine.
2. 3 doesn't need it.
You know what?
Yeah.
That's fine. That was best case scenario
Yeah.
right there for Tom.
Yeah.
Quick draw only losing 1 shield from that exchange with unmodified defense dice. That is a big deal.
I think I see something a little bit more serious, though. Tom is behind Patrick's Grand Inquisitor with Kylo now. Granted, Kylo has no upgrades, doesn't have a ton of punch through, but this chase might be happening the entire rest of the game, right?
Right.
I think when Patrick hard turned there, he was looking to come back around and get the second engage, right? Because the Inquisitor is going to go by now. Maybe they'll turn to a different target, or maybe try to look around. That way the Grand Inquisitor can come in, maybe do the last amount of damage. He's probably predicting all of his shields for Quick Draw to be gone at that point.
Exactly.
Grand Inquisitor can take care of that. But now he's opened himself to Kylo to chase all day long.
Yep, you're no longer facing what you thought was going to be a wounded duck and Quick Draw to come in and clean up the job. Quick Draw now has her ability active, and that is super scary for Inquisitor, especially if he's taking another shot from Kylo there.
Yeah.
This really did not go well for Patrick in this second engagement.
Man, Patrick has got to be a little bummed out.
Sure.
Right? Yeah.
But
again,
it happens to all of us, right? What's important here is how do you regroup, how do you refocus when a round doesn't go your way.
Right, and Tom did a good job of shooting and using Quick Draw's ability to make sure, hey, we're going to burn this force off, right? I don't want you to have these mods around. I'm going to at least try to take them away from you.
Right.
And Jinden just out of arc of Jinden just from the slightest, right?
Now, speaking of Jinden has a fair few options here of where he can go. I'd imagine he still wants to be in some type of blocking position here, so I don't anticipate anything more than maybe a 1 bank, certainly not a 2 or a 3.
Yeah, just wants to come around, or maybe wants to. The only way I can see a 2 hard coming around is seeing Kylo's threat, right?
Sure.
Yeah, coming around there. I'm not really sure where the Inquisitors go here, right? Do the Inquisitors hard turn and maybe boost to try to chase Kylo around?
This
right?
is a tough situation for the Inquisitors because now all of a sudden those big guns are bearing in, and when they get to range 1, that's when significant damage can come through.
Yeah, and looking at the Grand Inquisitor here, does Patrick consider at all any sort of Talon roll or K-turn around just to try to force the issue a little bit? I can't imagine Patrick wants to be chased, right, by Kylo all day long.
At this point, I'm not sure how many options he has, barring aside of a complete disengage this way and catching Kylo on a 2-turn. But then again, you've just done your job by forcing the Grand Inquisitor out of the fight, right?
Yeah, we talked about earlier, if the Grand Inquisitor can keep Kylo out of the fight, it's a win for Patrick. But now Tom gets to chase around, maybe keeping the Grand Inquisitor out of the fight, right? And, Kylo is worth more, but if his Quick Draw can do damage here and get some points off these Inquisitors, maybe pop one, that's looking good there. Again, Tavson's looming large, right? We've seen from Patrick in the opening gauge, does not want to shoot into Tavson, does not want to give him the action efficiency. How long does that last before Tavson starts saying, hey, just target lock every single turn, right? I'm just going to keep throwing 4 dice. Eventually those 4 dice are going to turn to 3 and 4 hits, right?
Sure.
2 hits, 3 hits, those are the average. Maybe spike at a 4. That's some serious damage coming through on these Inquisitors or even Jinden. You're taking inventory of 4s. I think everyone should be back up. Kylo only spending 1 on offense, so we're really reset here.
We're now already 23 minutes into this game, and there's only been 1 shield dealt to Quick Draw. This Grand Inquisitor, Jinden list is one that really favors its opening game and the mid game. It does not have a strong end game, whereas Tom Harper's list with Kylo Ren does have a great in-game piece. The longer this game draws out, I think it slowly starts to favor Tom a little bit more.
Yeah, and when Dion came in, he commented, this is one of the faster engages we've seen all day.
Right.
We have to agree. It's not for lack of trying, right? Patrick would tell you, I would love to have Quick Draw dead right now.
Yeah.
That would be great. It's just that it didn't work out in his favor. He didn't have the mods because he was spending them on defense, right? And so Quick Draw just on 1 shield, best case scenario for Tom. And Patrick, again, to me, Tavson looms so large here. Patrick did not shooting there could have cost him 3 damage on Tavson, right? Could have cost him some damage on the Inquisitor too, but you have to wonder if it would have been more worth it to get half. Again, Tavson 64, looking at 32 points there.
Sure. All right, here we come out. It is a 2 straight from the shuttle.
Yeah, just wanting to stay in that type of blocking position, right? I think even making sure to block Quick Draw here, right? If he feels like Quick Draw is going to the left or where Tavson's going to go.
Now, Lambda does have that rear arc, so if Quick Draw were to pull in, that could be a potentially range 1 3-dice shot.
Gets a
just taking focus.
Gets a focus here, and then, just again, coming in. Kinda
Really
slow,
banking
yeah.
on catching quick draw in there.
And I don't blame him, right? We mentioned at the start of the cast, quick draw is the easiest in this list to kill.
Right.
Again, evade, focus, still maintaining the target lock from early on. Same thing here, one bank collapsing on a quick draw. I think quick draw is taking at least 1 or 2 shots here.
If you remember, Nami, in the previous turn, to get out, quick draw attempted to do the 5 forward. I wonder if we see that again here, because if we do, then quick draw is just out.
Now, Tafson's going 3 forward. Let's see if that, it looks like it's going to clear. Yeah, gets out here. Oh, it's gonna be close. He gets it.
I think he's through.
Yeah. Just make sure. I think he just sneaks by that orange Inquisitor. They're gonna back it up here to make sure.
That is clear. Yeah. Patrick asked him, did you want it to fit?
Maybe considering the coordinate here, just to give him some sort of defensive mods, right?
Coordinate and just
gets
barely
it,
might
yeah.
have it, yes.
So
I think Tom is a little bit surprised at that hit because now he's saying, oh, what do I coordinate?
Yeah, so he's got focus, evade, target lock.
Sure.
Evade, right? Or focus, okay,
Going
yeah.
focus. Grand Inquisitor is coming in.
He's got the Tavson looming large again right in his face, right? Wonder if he opts out of that shot again. Or just kind of, can he get out by barrel rolling?
I don't know. That's going to be really close.
Yeah.
That's right on the line there.
You have to believe Kylo did the 2 bank or something of that sort. Some sort of safe maneuver just to be able to chase. Taking his time here, making sure, going through his options.
Reaching for the evade and chucks it down.
And that's it,
Makes sense. But you're facing a 4-dice gun. And here comes the Supreme Leader, 2 bank over the gas cloud.
Again.
He doesn't care. He has passive mods in force, and that is a range 2 shot into Grand Inquisitor.
Right. It's not quite where Patrick wants to be.
There's the 1 bank coming right into the teeth of that formation.
So all 3 arcs there, right? Yellow Inquisitor, Orange Inquisitor, and back arc of Jindin, they all have mods as well. And so Quick Draw looks like he's going to try a barrel roll.
Going for a barrel roll.
Yeah. I wonder if he can get out of orange here. Doesn't look like it from our
doesn't
angle.
look like it. Now, he did turn that range 1 shot from Tafson into a range 2.
Yeah.
But interesting. We'll see how this works out.
Yeah.
Yep, Tom just says right there that was a mistake.
Again,
yep.
really lucky to have the focus there, right?
I think maybe an option there for him would have been either taking a target lock and going full offense or taking evade and going defense.
Yep,
range
so
1,
quick
it's a
draw,
yellow. 4 dice.
4 dice. Just the focus, right? No fanatical quite yet.
Oh, that is so tempting, right?
He
nope,
wants
it
to.
at
He's
2.
not going to, though. Spends the evade, no damage. Again, force evade, target lock, so strong. We've seen it all day. Doesn't have it. I wonder if he opts out again.
Will he take the shot onto Tavson? Passes
the
shot
on the Tavson. Kylo, is that range 1?
Range 1. 4 dice against 3.
With
Kylo has 2 force.
Yeah.
Oh. We're fine.
He's got the evade. He's got the evade and 2 force as well.
Oh.
Does he spend
do you
both?
spend both?
I spend both.
I would too.
I really want to put pressure onto this Inquisitor.
2 force
right?
spent. 3 hits coming in. And that's going to be a
Just
damage.
gets the evade. Yeah, for sure gets the damage on the Grand Inquisitor. 1 away from half.
And here come the Imperial 3s.
Doing the inventory, making sure he has all his mods. Okay, going yellow first. Range 1, 3 onto 2.
Yep, yellow still kept its force from the previous defense.
And we've got 4.
And that is going to pay off. Spend that force all day.
At least 1 going through
Fire
here.
control.
Oh, yeah.
Even better. There we go. Oh, that is a crit going to the hole. Quick Draw will get 1 more revenge shot, but that is it for her ability. Disable power regulator. And she's ioned.
Now, when does that come into
The
play?
way it is when you engage.
Yeah. Now, quick draw has
No,
already
quick
engaged
draw
it.
is not engaging. You're
Yeah.
right. This is not an engagement. This is just a bonus attack. Quick
so-
draw will not be ion
And
this
so
turn.
Tom still has the focus here for the Yellow Inquisitor. Gets to keep that force for defense. I think that's why he used the FCS. So hit, crit, crit. Oh, and he keeps
Yep,
the force, but he
spends the
takes
force.
one. Yeah,
That's a great trade right there.
Yeah.
Still 2 more shots coming into quick draw.
exactly. You have to believe this is it, just on average from quick draw.
And this is 3 dice regardless, whether it's range 1 or whether it's
It
a
is
concussion
range
missile.
one, yeah. Same setup, right? Force, evade, target lock. We've seen it all day with starting off with Mashari and then again throughout.
Spin that force. There's
Spends
3.
the force. Again,
quick draw could
has
be not
already
long
shot,
for
yeah.
this world, and that is a
Spends-
has a
spends
focus. Has
yeah.
a focus. Does he see it?
Yep, takes
There
one.
we go. We're good. Everything's fine.
But so needing one more from Jendon here. And I think it's range 2. Maybe it's range 2.
2 dice unmodded from the Patoot.
Well, he's got the focus.
He does.
Yeah,
you're
from
right,
himself.
He does have a focus.
And then rolling out of the box. So at least one crit here.
Just
oh,
a
and,
crit.
And Tom is looking for one. Oh, he has a target lock from earlier,
There
right?
we go. 2 coming in. That's a quick
it,
draw.
And that's a dead quick draw, yeah. What a great trade from Patrick there.
Yeah.
1 damage onto Yellow Inquisitor for the rest of the... Yeah,
And
that's-
that goes
that's so
back to what
tough.
we mentioned a second ago. The previous engagement did not go as he has planned. It would have been
Yeah.
so easy to tilt and get frustrated there, but he kept his cool, put all the arcs on the ship that he still wanted, got it off the table.
Yeah, and we still have a shot here from Tavson. Again, this is unmodded because Patrick opted not to shoot. Oh, my
3
goodness. Again,
hits and a
we
crit.
talked about that spike, right? How long until we get there?
Natural
Oh,
evade,
yeah.
so 1 more shield coming in. There's a
Take
fist
one.
bump.
Yeah, they love it.
Respect the
They're
natties.
having it, yeah. And so we get a half on Grand Inquisitor now. Now, that makes it a lot better of a
That
trade,
does.
I think.
That
yeah.
does. I agree. I still don't think it's a great trade there. Quick draw didn't
No.
do a ton of work to justify its points, but getting half on a Grand Inquisitor there is a big deal.
Tom's got to take advantage of Kylo being around the Grand Inquisitor now. Grand Inquisitors have. Kylo can take it down here. Tavson can stop. Tavson can do that as well. But this is the key here. Needs a turn to get ready. Needs a turn to get ready. Maybe needs a turn to turn around, right? I think you got to take advantage of this Kylo on Grand Inquisitor. If you can wipe Grand Inquisitor here and you can take the yellow down to half, that's a really good way to get yourself
Sure.
back in the lead. I'd take Kylo against these Inquisitors, right? Just depending on the board state.
I tell you what, though, I don't think Tavson has the luxury of being able to stop right here. I think the first order on the back burner because Tavson does not have the rear arc like the Lambda does. He can't influence the game unless that front arc is pointing forward, which means a lot of the work is going to come down to this guy against 4 other ships. You're going to have to get this guy turned around one way or another and get that gun back to bear.
Has to get a turnaround, has to be able to coordinate when it can't turn around, right? A lot of times when we've seen Tavson quick draw in the past, we've seen loaded Tavson, loaded quick draw. I'm sorry, not quick draw, sorry, loaded Kylo. Kylo has a lot of ways to do damage. In this list, though, Kylo's plain, right? There's no upgrades here. There's no special tricks. What you see is what you get.
Right.
And so, again, Tavson's probably got to be doing a lot of coordinating here unless he knows he can shoot.
Will be interesting here. Jendon does still have a charge available. I wonder if he considers using it, gives the Inquisitors the ability to get a lock on Kylo. Sense coming in from the Grand Inquisitor. A 1 hard shown from Kylo coming down in board. He knows he has to put his foot on the gas and start doing some work.
Yeah. Now, do you coordinate here to take any sort of K turn or I believe, do they have a Talon roll?
They do have a 2 Talon roll
Yeah.
and they have a 4K turn.
Yep, he
Coordinating a
coordinates
lock.
the lock
Yep.
onto Tavson, yeah. That signals to me maybe some sort of turnaround,
I
right?
agree.
Yeah, and there's the 2
Here
Talon
comes the
roll. From
Talon.
the putting pressure on Tavson, right? Half points here would net him 32. Gets him up. Oh, it would be a really hard reach at that point just to have one ship that can move around.
Another
Same
2
thing,
Talon
yeah.
roll.
This one's got the target lock. Concussion missiles are live if Tavson moves, right?
Casting that extremely wide net here. There's
Yep.
not a lot of places.
Yeah, we talk about that arc control, right? Great players really know how to put all those arcs in all those different places, right?
Mhm.
So the Inquisitor looks like
Yep,
Oh,
Tavson
Tavson,
does
sorry,
come
yeah.
out. Have to anticipate some type of coordinate here, right?
Yeah, have to. But what do you coordinate to? So if we take a look at Kylo's action bar here, it's kind of the standard fare, right? Focus, target lock, barrel roll.
Sure.
Yeah. Knows he's doing the one hard already. Maybe wants the barrel roll. Again, he didn't get to see the Inquisitor's out, right? Oh, and you forgot he's got the jam. Yeah. So jams the target lock off from the Inquisitor onto Kylo.
Interesting.
Yeah.
There's a 5-4 just getting out of there for the Grand
Inquisitor wants no part of this, right?
But Kylo is coming. He knows that one turret is coming up next. Right now, Kylo will have range on the Grand Inquisitor.
But again, he may just
opting for the evade,
there, yeah.
sure.
It looks like it's gonna be a range 3 shot, and Kylo doesn't have many special ways to push through damage, right? It's gonna be maybe a 3-on-4, at best a 3-on-3 against an evade with 2 force tokens. Looks like just at the edge of range 2, maybe range 3. Yeah. Patrick's hoping it's range 3. Doesn't have to, gets the extra die. And gets a target lock on Kylo.
Going to go ahead and use Auto Thruster's ability to link that into a barrel roll. Take a stress for doing so. Make sure you stay out of range 3 of the Orange Inquisitor. It just took a target lock on you.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it took it on Tafson.
It's on Tafson,
on
yeah.
Tafson. Okay, sure.
Not sure if he had range before Kylo
sure,
moved.
yeah, sure.
He gets into range 2 after the barrel roll. 3-on-3, target lock versus evade and force.
Spends that force. Hit, crit coming in.
Yep. Again, Grand Inquisitor is already at half. Force, evade, gets out of it. Make sure the crit doesn't sneak in there. Patrick feels good about that, right?
Oh, no doubt. Yellow activating first, attempting to see if he has range. Doesn't look like he can quite reach Tafson.
Looks like
he does have range. Okay. Hit crit.
And Tafson, no defensive mod. 2.
Two shields. And this is where you can start pumping damage into Tafson.
Well,
There's really no consequences.
I think he takes the reinforced in the rear,
yep.
right?
There's
just for the second shot, for the concussion missile shot. And gets, target locked here for the second damage.
Telegraphing
second
next turn. You can anticipate that 2-turn coming after the shuttle.
Tom needs points, right? Looks like Patrick is shooting a primary here.
Primary and not the concussion missile.
Interesting decision here.
He does not want to spend that. He's just going to use fire control.
FCS, just the crit. And reinforce doesn't save you, so Tafson takes another one, yeah. Interesting why he didn't shoot the concussion missiles.
I'm wondering if he's really wanting to save them for Kylo, but at the same time, if you can get ahead and get Tafson off the board, you have such a commanding lead that you can play defensively at that point.
Right, 3 more damage gets you half on Tafson.
Sure, but you know what? He's the one who's 4-2 on the verge of being able to go to the cut. We're sitting back here commentating a game.
And he's got control of the game
exactly.
right now, right? Grand Inquisitor, likely just to run away again. I think Tom starts looking at Kylo and thinking, I need to off these Inquisitors, right? Yellow's on 3 health, 1 away from half. That's points you can grab, right? Points, you see, he would grab 21, 22. That puts him right there for right underneath. Sorry. That gets him even a bigger lead. Sorry, guys. Long day.
It's been a long day, man.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you. 7 games today, 7 games tomorrow. You're commentating all day tomorrow, too, right?
I'm commentating all day. That's the plan.
Do you have throat lozenges or anything to keep
I'm going to be good. I'm going to get a good 8 hours today, and I'll be ready to go tomorrow, too.
I'm with you, man. I got to play tomorrow.
Yeah, you got to play tomorrow. Yeah, you
got
got 7
some
rounds.
crits for you, Nami, if you need them.
You do? I got you. Yeah.
There he is. Big brother is listening.
He's not letting me off the hook anytime soon.
There's the director of GSPN down there. If you could get a shot of Dion right now, he actually has his hands crossed over each other. He's trying to hit so many different buttons and manage so many screens at once here. He's actually like the guy, the trajectory simulator card, the guy just reaching up and that is Dion right now. We need to get the picture of this and make a trajectory simulator altar card.
We need your help.
We need this picture.
So here we go, dials down. Big turn here. Tom just looking for points at this point, right? We'll get him any way that comes. I think the Yellow Inquisitor is a nice target. But again, on the flip side, Patrick can just take these Inquisitors 2 straight, target lock, right? Target lock on the Kylo.
Sure.
Or
Yeah.
just evade force, right? Plink at the primaries. Again, we think of Kylo as a super ace, but Kylo has no upgrades, right? Can evade, has to have only focus, right? Not that defensive, right?
And he is currently stressed. And remember, in first edition, you had the luxury of that 3 bank being blue. That's no longer the case. He's now limited to those 2s all the way up to the 4 straight being blue.
Yeah, but he's actually got the 5 straight blue.
Oh, it is a 5 straight blue.
Yeah.
You're right.
So spending sense here on the Grand Inquisitor to take a peek at the dial.
Shuttle will just
forward, yeah.
continue to putter around the outside. He has done his job very well so far.
Yeah, and just reinforcing it. That target lock, again, like you said, projecting.
3 forward from the Orange Inquisitor. Trying to possibly get in a block position for Kylo.
Do you take the evade here still, or do you move the target lock over?
Orange Inquisitor's full health. You know what? I think you might just go ahead and take the lock. He's going to bank boost,
boosting.
coming in for a block, anticipating the 2 straight from Kylo.
Now, again, Patrick did sense with the Grand Inquisitor, knows what the dial is. We didn't get
Sure,
a good look
we
at
didn't
it.
get a look at
He's
that.
got perfect information here.
So a 2 straight and a 2 bank to the right. Looks like it's 2 bank to the right might get through.
Yeah.
Yellow pulling off a 2 straight, clearing his stress.
Now, if he knows he gets the block here, I think you change that
Right,
target
then
lock.
you go
right?
to target lock. Mm-hmm. He will evade. Here comes the 2 turn from Tavson coming
Yeah.
into the gas cloud field. He already has that lock on the shuttle. I imagine he's going to focus up here
And these
and
are
attempt to
not
punish Jindin.
insignificant shots, right?
No.
These 4 dice primers. We just saw the spike with 4 straight damage, right? So 4 hits.
Sure, and as much as it feels like the First Order is behind right now, look at the score. It's only 57-32. If Tavson can take Jindin off the board, the First Order is back in the lead as long as Kylo lives.
Yep. So it looks like we're marking here Grand Inquisitor moving. Three bank. Over. Again, Grand Inquisitor, I just want out. Now again, Patrick knows what's on Kylo's dial.
Waiting for the action from Grand Inquisitor here. Just slapping down an evade, so that means he thinks, he knows that Kylo's coming in.
Yeah, so
Just the
it
2
is
straight,
the 2
sure.
straight dialed in there.
Looks like he will still have a range to the Inquisitor, so yeah, it makes sense to go ahead and evade there.
So it looks like Kylo first. 3. Yeah,
Switching targets and going for the Yellow Inquisitor. That one is already down a shield, looking to score some points here. Oh, do you spend that focus? Or do you spend that force? He's down to 1.
He's not
Nope,
gonna spend it.
not spending it. Oh, that would have gotten half points.
Well, I think Tom commented he has so many mods. He wasn't expecting such a
Right,
bad roll
yep.
there.
Range 2 coming back into Kylo. 2 dice, nothing.
Yep. Looks like a range 3, probably outside of that cloud, right?
Range 3, it is not obstructed, but there is the reinforce from the shuttle. Spending the target lock. And that is 3 and a
Focus,
crit
yep.
coming in after that focus is spent.
Could be as much as 3 coming through depending on this roll here. No mods on it.
1 evade, add the reinforce,
2.
taking 2, not
Yeah.
too bad.
Again, over time, I think that Tavson's going to pay off, right? That Lambda can't really go anywhere except maybe a one bank to the right. Tavson can just take it easy, keep going one straight, one bank here, and just keep harassing. Those are free points.
Now, you mentioned it about 10 minutes ago. Grand Inquisitor has decided to opt in this game where he's being perennially pursued by Kylo here. At some point, do you call him on his bluff and do you attempt to get back in the game? Maybe go ahead and do that 2 Talon roll, or do you just continue the chase around the board?
Well, I think Tom can kind of look here and says, okay, so this Jendon's pretty good, right? This Jendon's 25 points, ties the game. I could grab the rest of the Grand Inquisitor, right? Maybe banking here on a longer, like 4-dice shot. Again, those are not insignificant. Now with the Grand, if you turn around with the Grand Inquisitor and you don't have, I don't think you have sense. You don't have range for sense here.
You do. Kylo was range 3. You'd have to spend a force to do it.
And I think that'd be worth it, right?
I think it would be, depending on if you think you can get your Inquisitors into a blocking position. Now, this guy's going to have to do some type of K-turn. He's not going to have a target lock. He'll probably, if he does a Talon roll, he'll be here. A 4K will be about here. He's not really going to be able to threaten Kylo, which means if this guy's blocking, there's nobody there to punish.
I do like the 2 Talon from the orange. Gets a turnaround, unpunished. If I'm Tom, I'm going to be really cheeky and just come in here, right? I kind of want to see what's going on here. If I can finish off Grand Inquisitor.
Sure.
That's way more points than half of Jendon.
Half of Jendon's 25. Okay, that would tie the score.
Tie the game, but the rest of the Inquisitor is 31.
Sure, yeah. Some nervous dials coming down here. We're almost at DEFCON 4 of 4 Power Fists. We're at 3 right now.
Again, under 30 minutes here. If you're just joining us, these players are 4 and 2. 5 makes, 4 does not in the last round here.
He does spend sense, checks the dial. We are not privy to that information, but he is. 2 turn coming in from Jendon.
Yeah. I think that's smart, right? If the Tavson starts coming around, you want to be able to at least trade damage back, get half of Tavson.
Talon roll coming from orange
Good
as we
call there,
anticipated.
Mikhail. Yeah, you can hear the judge coming around reminding the players 30 minutes left.
Coming all the way forward there, does have the option to position itself to either 3 positions after a Talon roll. Activating yellow. Remember, he does know where Kylo is going after sense. Just a 1 turn.
Wonder if he looks for a lock here or just keeps with the evade focus.
Looking for a barrel roll here. He's going to barrel roll out. That means he must have read a 5 straight from Kylo.
He must have seen something along those lines just to try to get that block, right?
And these Inquisitors, if this is going to be their job the rest of the game, just to frustrate Kylo, impede his movement, keep him from getting locks, it's going to be tough for Todd to pull this one off.
And there's the Tavson
There's the
turning
2
in.
turn. Called
Yeah.
that one.
Looking for the Grand Inquisitor, looking to punch in some more points and take the lead. Grand Inquisitor's just had a bad day all day. Oh, takes the target lock on yellow here.
And the Grand Inquisitor has 1 turned into the board. He did attempt to come in, and I'm not sure he's so happy about that decision right now, staring down Tavson right in the face.
I'm not sure he wants to take the shot.
No,
right?
He's already passed it multiple times.
Yeah.
I can't foresee a future where he chooses to do it. And that,
Players discussing where that lock comes from.
if he barrel rolled the Yellow Inquisitor to get a 5 straight block on Kylo, then Kylo's still going to have arc to Grand Inquisitor, and that's double arcs.
Unless the Grand Inquisitor moves here, right? I'd have to imagine, just based on previous experience, Patrick passes the shot on the Tavson, right? 3 away from half, but then might get a modded shot back, and then you lose Grand Inquisitor. It feels really tough to claw back into the game.
No doubt. Get the feeling just going to put down an evade. Really hasn't been able to get a lot of mileage out of that 63-point ship yet.
Really good play here. That sense on the Great Inquisitor, putting in a lot of work, being able to look at the dial, being able to reposition with the Inquisitors to get blocks. That's 2 turns in a row now.
And Kylo will still have arc on the Grand Inquisitor. Range 2.
So Patrick passes the shot with
Yep.
the Grand Inquisitor, goes down to Kylo. Range 2 here against Force and Evade. He's got 2 Force himself. Has the
Also
target
has the
lock.
lock.
Yep, from earlier. Off the table. And there's the 3.
3 coming in.
Yeah. Has
Going
to
to take
spend
all the
of it,
tokens.
yeah.
Tavson is licking his chops right now.
Well,
Says these 4 dice come in handy for me, please.
Tavson locked the Yellow Inquisitor, right?
He did.
And again, the Yellow Inquisitor also saying no to the shot. And the Orange is going to measure range. I'd have to imagine if he doesn't have Kylo here, just passing as well.
Passing the shot.
Yeah, so it looks like he has the arc here. 2 versus 4. Yeah, no
Kylo's
problem,
fine. Now Tavson. Those 4 dice coming to bear. Imagine that is a range 3 shot on an unmodified Inquisitor.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
3 with
thinking
target lock,
about
but he has
the
2 on
3
the
target
Inquisitor.
lock.
He's doing the 2 with the,
Yep.
yeah. So 4 against 3, no mods on either way. You take the red dice on average here.
Hit crit
Hit
coming
crit,
in.
and he needs 2 evades here.
Gets
Oh, and he's
it.
got him.
Clutch
Let's get those
roll.
evades.
He wasn't sweating it out. Yeah, there's
yeah,
another
there
fist
it is.
bump.
There's the fist
I'll
bump.
tell you what, for a game with so much on the line, these guys are having
These
a
guys
blast
are having
playing.
fun,
Yeah.
and this is, peak sportsmanship, right? Can we get some evades in the chat from that? Natty for Tavsons, natties for Patrick. No damage done. Game goes on. Now, what is Patrick planning to do here, right? Where does Patrick want to go here?
That
with
is
this,
a
right?
great
Yeah.
question
You've got,
now.
again, you can just stop with Tavson here. You don't have to go in here. This is a great position for Arcs to be in. He's kind of shielded here by the cloud. Probably not going over there, right? Could go a little bit faster, right? Maybe wants to come over here. It's a little bit less threatening, right? He's going to be able to look at Tom's dial no matter what, right? And so, it's really interesting to see. If Tavson gets another one of those shots, the Inquisitor could just be gone, right? And remember, he still has a target lock on yellow, right? He can just go 1 straight here, maybe look for a block, maybe help Kylo finish there. Again, but Patrick has done a great job of at least blocking Kylo for the last 2 turns, really neutralizing Kylo's effective. We talked about Kylo being a super ace, no upgrades. Just to remind everyone, he just has exactly those dials, just exactly, focus, target lock, all the basic actions.
Right. And look what's being relegated here. You have half of the Imperial list right now that's being relegated into a spot where they're out of action. Lambda has been moving around for about 2-3 different turns up here trying to get repositioned. He's not going to be able to get relevant. He's stressed, probably just going to bank into this area. Grand Inquisitor's running for his life.
Yeah.
He's not able to be effective offensively right now, which means all of the heavy lifting is going to be relying on these Inquisitors. And until they get their locks and their concussion missiles online, they're just not going to be able to punch a lot through.
Yeah, so it looks like we've got movement here. Lambda, again, just moving up there, clearing the stress, really out of the fight. Not relevant, probably won't be relevant for the next couple rounds, maybe the rest of the game with coming into to the 20-minute mark.
Three forward from the Yellow Inquisitor.
Now, I don't think he's sensed here, right? Patrick did not use the
Don't
last
believe
force
he
of sense.
did,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. Yellow Inquisitor maybe looking to block here, right?
Sure.
Now, again, Tavson could have stopped, has the target lock here.
I think he is really hoping that Tavson did the 1 forward
Yeah.
because if Tavson stopped, that is a large gun staring him right in the kisser.
Orange going straight almost looked like you're threatening Tavson a little bit, right? I think that's really curious. The last couple of times at least, in the beginning and now lately, Patrick's passed all of these shots.
Orange already has a lock onto Tavson here. That's a concussion missile. And if all 3 of those go through, assuming that Tavson stopped, that's half points.
Yeah. Wonder if Kylo does the 1 hard here. Did the 1 hard. Patrick looking for the
Looking
boost.
for the boost with Orange. And will take it.
Now this puts him in Tavson's arc if Tavson stops. Maybe anticipating Kylo turning in here and trying to punish. And then link that into a focus, get the stress on the board. Oh, doesn't stop here. Now the key is who bumps who, right?
Right.
Who's touching, who gets to shoot who.
going to caddy just a bit here. If he can swing his arc around and get it on orange.
So orange looks to be the bump here. Yellow's got the shot, right? And again, that's great for Tom because yellow's where the target lock is.
Right, exactly, and yellow is already down a shield. Grand Inquisitor continuing. It's 2 away from Kylo Ren. 3 bank, hightailing it as fast as he can away. However, if he manages to catch Kylo in an awkward position here, Grand Inquisitor might be able to escape and go on the offensive. We'll see what Kylo does.
Is he looking to evade here? Looking to boost. I wonder, again, he didn't get sense, right? So is he wondering about the 1 hard, the 2 hard? He's got the evade token in hand. That's the first instinct, right? When you pick up the token,
right,
you're thinking about slapping it down, you just pull it back. I don't think the reposition helps you as much here because I think you're going to take a range 3 shot anyway. I think the evade, just making sure, again, not a ton to push damage through, right?
Agreed. So thinking just putting out evade, yep.
Yeah. Kylo gets the 1 hard here. Again, has yellow, can at least pop yellow. But again, really, Tavson has the modded shot, right? Does he look to split a little bit here? Does he look to just target lock the Inquisitor?
What I'm interested in, if he takes the target lock and auto thrusters right into the barrel roll, he will not. He is, yes. Getting out of arc there makes sense.
Yeah, good play there from Tom.
Protect the investment, right?
Yeah.
He's the supreme leader. Can't let him get shot down by an Inquisitor. We are on to engagement. Kylo Ren, I'm assuming, will take what looks like it's a range 2.
Is it a range 2 or is he taking the range? He's taking
the range 1.
Oh, and that's tough for him. He's going to target lock all of them.
Yep. Oh, it's on yellow.
Yeah,
I see. Gotcha. Yep. Didn't work out, so 3 coming in.
Again, no danger here, so let's 3.
Ouch.
So in the evade, takes 1.
That is half points with 5 dice staring you down here in just a moment. You just take the shot here as yellow, right? Just do damage.
I think so. So already got the target lock.
Odds are that you're going down anyway.
Can't get much better than that, right?
Yep, he's taking the shot.
Patrick is agreeing with that. Spends the 4,
just spend it.
Spend 4.
Go down to Blaze of Glory, man.
Exactly. Nothing.
And that is half points on Tavson.
He takes that all day long.
Back and forth we go, nearing the 17-minute mark. Tavson coming to bear 5 dice with target lock, going into yellow, attempting to erase one of the Inquisitors.
Yep. Yep, making sure you get the shield counting right. 5 dice, target lock, focus into yellow here.
I'm the Finn round now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, just get the focus.
That'll do it.
5, yeah. No matter what, you're guaranteed feed. Yep. Just 1 evade. Doesn't matter.
Yellow Inquisitor shows himself out, and we are in a super tight match, 89-75. This could go one way or the other right now.
Yeah, coming into the last 15 minutes right now, Patrick has a lead, but it's just by a little bit, right? Kylo looking in the future. There's some targets here for the Grand Inquisitor. Jendon also probably 3 damage away, right? 3 damage away from half.
Let's discuss path to victory here. Yep, half points on Colonel Jendon is 25. That would give him a victory. However, he cannot give up half points on Kylo and can't be finished up Tavson. Luckily, that's really difficult to do, both of those. That's going to take a commitment to both of those targets. I think what Kylo does is he bears down on Colonel Jendon and puts the game away from that.
Now, I believe Kylo spent 2 force in the previous round, right?
Right.
It looks like he has 2 back.
No, he spent 1.
Did he spend 1?
Hit, focus, blank. Spent 1, yeah.
All right, guys, let's go ahead and see what's been happening on table 1 here.
Right.
So by the looks of it, Evan is still in a commanding lead. We have Darth Vader attacking here. 3 hits.
And Dion coming through here on table 1. Again, we've
Reroll
got
'cause it
3
was
streams
cocked,
together.
turns that to a crit. 3 hits and a crit.
This is going to be a bit of a tough situation here
And
for Orange.
Believe looking at that, it looks like you got 1 evade, and number pink is going to go out. So Joe able to score some points there. And we're just going to go ahead and just take a double
Apologize
check
for
here
just a moment. We have a
on
little bit of audio
table
feed going
1
on. We're going to get that
to
fixed and be
see
right back with
where
you.
things ended up after that event. And looks like after all was said and done, table 1 is finished up here. Evan able to score 200 points there. No, it says 183. And Joe getting 48. That means Evan is moving on. We're going to go ahead and head to table 2, and we'll be taking peeks into table 3.
Yeah, thanks, Dion. And welcome back here on stream. Again, we had a force fixture. I think Tom had regen too many force. Judge was notified, and he did spend both force. Regens 1, so has 1 total now.
Good catch. And we've been asked to do that, so yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, you know, seeing both these players play, I think they wouldn't want it any other way, right?
Yep. We've had fist bumps after triple natties. This has been a great game.
So Tavson here
Tavson
too hard.
going too hard.
Yeah. Oh, that's the sense.
Ah.
Yeah. Hard 2 coming back around, right? Stress hits the cloud. Really not consequential here at this point. I wonder if Kylo just goes 5 straight. There's the judge reminding the players 15 minutes left. Again, we have a judge here at the stream tables keeping our own time. Meanwhile, Main Swiss has their own time. So while we have the 1340 here, we are going to go by what the official judge says at the table. And we'll let you know as that changes.
You know, if Kylo does go big here and swings with that big 5 straight, he can get half points on Jindin right away. Jindin is stressed. That is just going to be 1 green die unmodified. However, if he does so and the Grand Inquisitor does a 1 turn, then all of a sudden the tables have turned and the one who has been chased is now the Hunter.
Exactly. Early on in this game, Kylo kind of caught the Inquisitor turning around, and that's been the story the entire game. We started here, we're now back around here, still chasing each other. But not a ton of great places for this Orange Inquisitor to be. Just takes the evade here.
Tavson taking a 2 turn that looks like that might bump.
Has coordinate, has jam options here. Well, not really anyone to jam, but has the coordinate.
I don't think he's going to clear. So
yeah, train tracks
no
out.
action, no potential to coordinate
you
there.
know, we need a train tracks Twitch emoji,
oh
right?
gosh,
yeah.
we do. Yep.
Sorry, Twitch emote. We need train tracks on the board.
I want that after Trajectory Simulator Dion, though.
Right.
That one just needs to
Trajectory
happen.
Simulator first, and then train tracks in the chat. And then 3 bang.
Inquisitor just
Again,
continuing
Inquisitor
to run.
continuing to be on the run. Hasn't had a chance to proc the Inquisitor ability all day. Hasn't had a chance to use the ion missiles all day. And we'll see if Kylo can chase here and take advantage of this.
Nami has the Grand Inquisitor shot.
I think
I'm not sure he shot.
He
had the opportunity. He's passed
and
multiple.
has passed on Tavson multiple times, yeah.
So
I don't
he's
think
still
so.
providing resources in terms of using sense, but I don't think that gun has fired once.
Yeah. But yet Patrick's in the lead here.
Right,
It's Tom that has to
exactly.
pursue here.
And
There's
there
the fives,
is the 5
straight, yeah.
forward.
Now,
Options available
now
here.
Do you hunt the Inquisitor? Maybe.
Yes.
I think it's on the edge of range 1. Is that Dion with the yes?
Yes.
See. Against force.
I wonder if he can
double force
lock
evade.
and boost left and have that fully modded shot coming in. That could, if that fits, that could be the end of the Grand Inquisitor.
Jennings too much of a stretch here. Again, evade double force, it's pretty difficult, right? Kind of relying on at least 1 blank. And I think Tom's got the template in hand, or at least he's got some tokens. He's thinking about it.
That flamingo is just ridiculous. It's just been following it around the entire game and still just sitting there. Okay, opting for the barrel roll right, which
now,
means
that's better for next turn, though, right?
Sure.
Can intercept on the next turn.
Yeah, we'll see if he decides to link this into a boost. He will not.
Yeah. Yeah, so going after Jin and going for the half points there, that gives him the lead, right, after
It
the
would,
latest
yes.
exchange. And again, 3 away here from Jindin. Jindin has no mods. 3 with target lock.
Hit and a crit.
And he's got a force.
Blocking it.
Oh,
Hit,
and the
crit coming into Jindin.
Oh,
There's
and he
the
gets
evade.
the evade. Takes 2. Not quite half yet.
Does he have range to? He does have range to Tafson.
Yeah. No Kylo, but range 3. Unmodded, though. Hit crit. So
Crit going
Tafson,
to the hull, and it is a fuel leak.
leak. Tough one to get there.
It is. And Tafson will use his ability to jam the target lock from the Orange Inquisitor.
Beautiful token there. I think that's my favorite one that he's made.
Jam
is the
tokens
jam.
and
Yeah.
flamingos and what are we even playing?
Now, I will note that is official Curled Paw Creatives jam token, by the way.
All right, another interesting turn coming in. You have to anticipate Tafson doing the 2-turn here, bringing that big dice to bear and trying to take down Jindin. However, Jindin may not care and look to trade shots there, because if we have a fuel leak on Tafson, if we can get Tafson out of the game.
Now, I think you have the target lock here, right? So if you do the Talon here and you come in with Jindin, I think you've got a great point.
I think you do.
That's
I think you just
huge
converge
chunk.
on
That's
Tafson.
30 points, yeah. It's crazy to see the priorities of this game have swapped the entire game, right? Tom kind of had tempo. Now Patrick has the tempo, right? All of these different plays that can still win the game. Under 10 minutes to go, and we have a ton left.
And in a strange turn of fate, a 1-turn looks really good from the Grand Inquisitor here. Kylo has the option to maybe 4K and get in that position, or he has the option to come around and hunt Jindin. If he turns on Jindin, the Grand Inquisitor can punish him.
I wonder if it's range 1 from Grand Inquisitor for sense. That could, that might be influential here on what the Grand Inquisitor does, right?
I think that's just out there. He may still decide to spend it anyway.
So, and as Swiss has ended here, lots of players around here at the streaming table. A lot more conversations. Again, a ton of 4 and 2. Really a murderer's row of 4 and 2 out there. Again, it's brutal. 5 makes it, 4 does not.
Yep, this is the World Championships. We would expect nothing else than to have an extremely dense field of high-tier, top-talent players.
Again, stress from Kylo. Just noticed that to make sure.
Jindin trucking through the gas cloud, clearing its force, or clearing its stress.
No action here. He's okay with that. And then one hard.
Like a 1-turn?
Yeah.
This might be the turn to try and collapse on Kylo.
Could boost here, could lock. I don't think Kylo's going to be around in arc.
Remember, Grand Inquisitor has that ion missile. And
That's
if
true,
somehow is able to catch Kylo,
there's the
that
boost.
could be curtains. There's your 2-turn.
Oh, so does that get the arc?
He will have
Tafson's
arc
gonna
on
have the arc,
Jindin.
yeah.
That might even be range 1.
So locking with the action, right?
3-turn from the Grand Inquisitor.
Might we see Grand Inquisitor's
This might
first
be
shot
the turn
here?
to just go ahead all in on Tafson and try and get him off the board. And that is what we have. If Kylo did the 4K, though, this could be trouble. He does not. He does the 2-turn is right in front of the Grand Inquisitor.
He's right in front of the Grand Inquisitor, but might have a shot on Jindin, right? No,
I don't think he does.
He doesn't have Jindin in arc.
I don't think he does. And Kylo needs to be really careful here. If he boosts away, that becomes an ion missile that's active. Oh, wait, no, the lock is on Tavson.
The lock's on Tavson.
No, okay,
I think
never
that's
mind.
okay here. Again, Kylo's not a threat. We're hitting the under 5-minute mark, right?
Right.
Roll just to get. Does he get out of it? Maybe. Tough to tell from our angle to see if he's out of the Grand Inquisitor's arc. Inquisitor
think
does
he
have
still has
2-4.
him.
Oh, and he's still going to boost now just to get around.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well,
Grand Inquisitor will have the shot if it wants it, but I think you're right.
I think that makes
Yeah.
your decision easy here. You go for Tavson.
Yeah.
Forget the ion missile. Go full. Spin the force. Go for full primary.
Yeah. So here we go, Kylo. Yeah, so Inquisitor is taking the shot now.
There it is. Pumps up his attack. Spins a force. Makes it a 3-die primary. 3 on 2.
Yep. No obstruction there. 3 on 2. Not in any
lock
danger
both
here,
of
right?
them?
Yeah.
No, just locking one,
Well,
and it doesn't pay
he's
off.
got the
Hit
force,
crit.
right, yeah.
One
So-
crit
oh, and
coming
he's
into
actually
Tavson.
in with
that
fuel
will
leak
trigger the
first.
fuel leak. Direct
Oh, and he's
hit
got the
into
direct,
fuel
yeah.
leak. This could be the turn that Tavson goes down. And there should still be one more damage coming in, right? That should be 4 cards on Tavson.
Yeah.
There we
it
go.
is 4
Yep.
on card. Yep. And what were the actions there on Tavson?
Tavson reinforce.
Reinforcing the front here. Yeah. And he's going to jam. He jammed as well, right? Yep. So Jendon range 1 here could kill Tavson. Same initiative, though.
2 hits.
Yeah.
So that will not kill Tavson.
Oh,
Rolls the
it's a-
natty of 8
yeah.
anyway. Tavson down to 1. And here comes a very angry shuttle. Range 1 back into Colonel Jendon. Yep, going with the Inquisitor first.
Yeah. 5 dice. Has target lock already. Target locks the 2. Think he's going to get half no matter what here.
And one of those was a hit. I think it turned over.
Yeah. And so they're
One of
asking
them
the
was a hit,
judge,
uh-huh.
Yeah, so judge is coming over. Yeah. Yeah, there is 1 extra on there. So it pumped over, but there was 1 extra, so yeah,
So it was determined that it was knocked over. 3 and a crit coming in. 1 evade. So hit, crit going into Jendon. And it looks like the crit is a... Can't quite make out what that crit is. I want to say stunned pilot. I'll tell you what, let's do a check.
Yep. No. Hold on. 1 sec. We're going to check with the table and the judge to make sure.
We are black in the planning phase, and there is a very distinct possibility that this is the final round of the game. That is a stunned pilot crit confirmed that has gone into Colonel Jendon. And that is relevant here because he is facing a gas cloud right now. Jendon does still have enough hold to maintain it, but it's just a rough position for him to be in with that crit. Correction, that is actually a wounded pilot, not a stunned pilot. Wounded pilot on Colonel Jendon.
Yeah. And really should have 3 left on Colonel Jendon. We'll update that right now. We'll add the wounded pilot here. And with that exchange, let's see. Tom's going to have extra points here.
All right, Nami, let's discuss paths to victory here because it looks like this is going to be the last round of our game. Tom still trails by 14 points, but is just a couple damage onto Colonel Jinden away from winning this game.
Well, actually, Mikhail, after that exchange and the 25 points, he's ahead 100 to 89.
Thank you for the updates. Okay, we have a lead for the first order, 100 to 89. So let's discuss win conditions for the Empire now.
Yeah, and so again, Tafson's on 1. That's 32 points waiting, right? Tafson gets if Tafson goes here and nothing else changes, Patrick's going to get the win, right? So I think that's got to be the lock-in point, right? Tafson's on 1, easiest ship to kill for sure. Again, but Tafson's going to be a return fire here, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So 11 points.
Checking for a free trigger for Sense.
Yep. Again, Kylo doing nothing that round, such a killer. Was stressed earlier, didn't have a great position to be in.
And it looks like Patrick is trying to deny shots on Jinden.
Yeah. He wants to keep the rest of those
Absolutely.
25 points whole. Again, the judges are over here watching the time. Winner is in on Saturday. Loser is not. Loser is done at the X-Wing World Championship. This is the final round.
As unbelievable as it sounds, I think the ship you want taking the shot onto Tafson is right here.
Yep.
You want that Inquisitor taking that shot.
2 hard, and then maybe, 1 hard now, and then maybe a target lock,
Sure.
right, for the concussion. Has the force for the modification.
There it is, setting up that. See if we see the target lock
And
here.
we'll see where Tafson goes, right, because Tafs can bug out as well. Tafson may not be great at bugging out. We can certainly try.
3 bank right would do the trick.
Yep. There's the target lock for the concussion. Has the force as well.
That is a
Tafson, too hard.
turn.
Doing
Tavson.
his best. I don't know.
No,
if he gets out.
Jinden
Yeah.
still has arc on Tavson.
Yeah, we'll see. Grand Inquisitor there as
Just
well.
taking a focus. Yeah, reinforce isn't going to do you any good here.
Yeah.
Got to take that focus.
And the Inquisitor for
pulling
sure he's
in.
going to have a shot.
Everything coming down to bear on Tavson.
Hasn't taken a shot until the last 5 minutes and may take the most important shot here.
Debating his options. This is a critical turn as time has expired. This is going to do it on this round. Everything hinges on these next few dice rolls.
Now, do you lock here and go for the ion missile? Does he get the bonus on the ion missile?
He will not get the range bonus on the ion missile.
Again, you're looking for 1.
You're looking for 1, so
just
you don't
looking
care
for
about
1
the ion.
damage,
Exactly.
right? Yeah.
And I think that's exactly what you do here. You're also pretty protected from Kylo unless Kylo really wants to.
Well, I think if you're Tom here, Kylo's got to go after Jinden, right?
Kylo's got to go after Jinden.
And there it is, right?
Yep. Does that get it for him? So that's 25 more points if he gets
and
Jinden
he
off
looks
the
like
board.
he doesn't hit. Yeah. So it looks like he kept that stress. Oh, he
Did
is
this game
stressed
flip,
there.
like right at the end here?
Yes, absolutely. So Tom's ahead
If
now.
both of these ships die, Patrick wins by 1 point.
Yes. Oh, my goodness.
It'll be 126 to 125 finish if both shuttles die.
This is a beautiful way to end day.
What a
round
day,
7
a
here.
way to end day 1A.
Patrick checking for Grand Inquisitor now. I think that might be obstructed. It is. He did take the target lock, and he's got the ion missile in hand. Hasn't shot it the whole game. Hasn't had an opportunity to. Looking for 1 damage here. He spends it. He won't get the range bonus if he spends it here. Oh, I don't know if he flipped it. But it looks like he has the gas clouds, right?
I think you're right. I'm getting tense just watching this. We're
Yeah,
commentating. We're not even the
I'm
ones
so
playing. I can't
excited,
imagine
yeah.
what's going on the table.
So range 1
he
advantage.
is taking the range. Okay, okay.
3 versus 3. So got to spend the lock here. I think he has cloud here. We're going to find out.
Hit and a crit
No
coming
extra
in.
force to change anything here. Gets the
convert.
my
Tafson
goodness.
is alive, and if Kylo can initiative kill Colonel Jinden here, that is ball game.
We're going to find out. Looks like it's range 1 here, right? 3
coming in.
Jinden needs an evade here.
Does
No,
not
he
get
doesn't
the
get
evade.
it.
Colonel
Oh,
Jinden
no.
goes down.
So Jenden's going to come off at that initiative, right?
Does the Orange Inquisitor have range onto Tafson?
We're going to find out. That might determine the game here. Or does it? Is that enough? I don't think that's enough.
It
It's
has
just,
range.
It's 31 points, though, right? with
Does
125
not
to
have
89.
range.
Doesn't have
That
range.
is going to be game
Well,
here.
wait,
You'll
hold
have
on.
a shot in the Kylo.
Will he have Kylo? It's only a 2-die shot.
Sure,
though,
you
right?
can't put through half damage. That's your game.
Yeah, especially
What
with shield
a
there.
game to end the day
Oh,
on.
and he gets the 2. Let's finish it out properly.
And
and he's
Kylo's
got to-
safe.
yes.
Well
Bro,
played.
what a great
Thank
game,
you, Tom.
guys.
Thank you, Patrick. We couldn't have asked for a better way to finish day one.
The game went back and forth the entire time. Patrick looked so commanding for the majority of it. Tom coming down to 2 ships early, losing quick draw effectively for nothing, comes back and takes the game, makes it to day 2 on Saturday. Wow.
What that show the power of the silencer chassis and especially Kylo Ren.
Yeah,
Kylo Ren, for all intents and purposes, soloed the list for a bit while Tavson was trying to get his way back in the game.
How many times did you have to pass on shooting Tavson
Exactly.
or risk trading down to it? I mean, Tavson's still great.
And finishes with 1 hull.
1 hull left. Kylo gets the initiative kill right when it matters.
You have to wonder, and if you're going to go back and look at decisions, you have to look at the very end there, and I think I'm with you. I wonder why the ion missile wasn't fired.
I wonder why he didn't either, right? And so we won't know, but Tom gets
Sure.
to move on. Unfortunately, Patrick played a great game, but I think his
Agreed.
run here at the World Championship is over. Thank you guys for spending so much time. We're going to pass it back to Dion to close the night.